Welcome back to Tarot by the Bay. I'm David. Okay, I just did a reading on Donald Trump and the four black women that seem to be the four horsemen that are going to bring him down. And I'm referring to like Letitia James, Fani Willis, Judge Tanya Chutkan, and Kamala Harris. All these women have, backgrounds in law. Three of them have been district attorneys. One's an attorney, former attorney general. And we've heard Linda Jean, we've heard other intuitives say it was going to be women that bring down Trump. But it's not just any women. It's black women. Black women of authority are the authority figures that are really bringing him down. E. Jean Carroll and the Jane Doe, the woman who was the young girl who was 13 years old at the time, the woman now who's bringing that lawsuit against Trump, they're really going to tarnish his reputation as well, because they're going to show the public who this man really is. But again, these powerful black women are the ones that are going to hold him to account for his behaviors. Now, I did that reading with my normal Rider-Waite deck, but then I realized I've got this deck, the Mythical Goddess Tarot. It's going to show up reversed on there, but at least the picture's not reversed. Well, it's reversed, but it doesn't matter. This deck was given to me a while ago, I believe by my coworkers, and I've not used it ever. And now, it's like I was realizing this would actually be a great deck for this reading. So I'm going to do this reading regarding these women and them bringing down Trump. And what's the spiritual meaning of all this? Why these four women? Four black women. What is the spiritual meaning behind these four powerful women and going after Donald Trump? I'm assuming it's a metaphor for the patriarchy in general, but I want to look at that. I think that's wildly interesting to me. So come on down. Let's take a look at this. And again, to spread black women taking down Trump. Black women of authority. What do we have going on here? We've got the Four of Wind. Now, wind in this case is going to be the Four of Swords, and it's going to, the foundation of the reading is patience. Donald Trump is 79 years old, late 70s certainly, and he has been criming his entire life, and he's always gotten away with it. And his father before him, and his grandfather before that. His grandfather was running a brothel that abused women, as generally brothels tend to do. Maybe not all of them, but I think it's a safe assumption that you can assume a man running a brothel isn't treating women very well. And then Donald Trump's senior, his father, or not senior. I'm forgetting his father's name now. Hang on. Fred Trump, excuse me, I had to look it up, but his older brother was named after that. Fred Trump did not treat the mom well, and I'm sure he was not kind to women either. Donald didn't learn this in a vacuum. So we've got lifetimes of behavior that need to be addressed here. And what appears now is that the timing is now right. Trump has made it to the highest political office in the land. He has fame on television. Everybody knows who he is. And now everybody's going to be seeing that the timing is right and who's going to be taking him down and why. And then we've got the Three of Fire, Delight. The timing is now. The Spirit's basically been letting this build up to the appropriate moment. The Three of Fire is basically the Three of Wands, waiting for your ship to come in. The timing is now right to take action, and action has been coalescing around him. And it's funny, of the four women, three of them are still in the wings. Letitia James has gotten the first shot off and won her cases. Next is going to likely be a race between Tanya Chutkan, if she has a hearing on Trump's January 6th, versus Kamala Harris, who will have an election to defeat him. And then you've got Fani Willis, who's going to be coming up next year to bring full accountability to him. Underneath it all is the Page of Coins, the Maiden of Earth, Beauty. I want to look at one of the things that I've always heard. You've heard the saying, beauty's only skin deep. That's not true. Pretty is only skin deep. Beauty is everything under. You may not be the most attractive person on the planet, but you can be a beautiful person. And I'd love for the vernacular to change. And so in this case, you've got the Page of Coins, the Beauty card. What we're seeing is like a flower that is starting to open up. And what we're seeing in this one is the rise of women in the Age of Aquarius here. This is the Age of Aquarius. This is the message that's coming across as these women start to hold Donald Trump accountable for all the stuff that he's done in this lifetime. In the past, you've got the Six of Wind, which is the Six of Swords. It lists this as intention. Donald Trump has free will. I'm sure he had his life path just like all of us do. He was given a life where he had a lot of wealth, power, and influence. And, parents who acted in a certain way, which he could follow their lead or resist their lead. He had all the opportunities to overcome his childhood and do really good things. That is not the path he chose. It might have been a really difficult path for him to follow, maybe impossible, so that he is going to play the role of the villain instead. But had he gone down a positive path, they would have found another villain, but he would have had a much easier lifetime with that. So now he gets to be the one who has a legacy that involves this. Current situation is the Moon card. Okay? Mysteries about to be revealed. This, and what's interesting, I like her dress here. It's got a rainbow effect here, because it's not only women and minority women that have suffered under Trump, but it's also the LGBTQ community. It's the whole spectrum of women on this planet. He is going to be held to account on this. This is divine at this point. Donald's getting what's coming to him. Okay, the overarching energy is the Queen of Wands, transmutation. These women that again, these four power women here, they're coming in with three of them left to have their day in the sun. They will transform this man and his legacy. He may not spend a moment behind prison bars as in this lifetime as we know it, but his legacy and everything he stands for is going to go through the test of fire. It won't survive it. It'll be charred and such. But also, it's not just, again, we're looking at the underarching, the underneath energy, the shadow energy. It's the messaging of women. It's the rise of the start of the Age of Aquarius, and it's going to be the end, the consumption of the previous patriarchy. The Piscean Age, I believe, is what I was hearing it referred to as we transform into the Age of Aquarius. And we got the Five of Cups, the cleansing. So now, now Donald Trump will now be held to account for all the things that he's done. His sins are going to be addressed, and the fire. It's funny because fires are a cleansing action. The oxidation effect of fires. They talk about cleansing through burning, and that's what's going to happen with Donald Trump's his soul, for lack of a better description. This is something he is going to go through. And he has to go through it. If he tries to shortchange it in this lifetime, his next lifetime is going to be exceedingly difficult because he hasn't gone through the lessons he has to go through in this lifetime. But even if he tries to cheat it this lifetime, his legacy will still go through that cleansing, even if he personally isn't there for it. The outcome, self-destruction. This would be fire energy. This would be the Ten of Wands. It's interesting. It's self-destruction with the snake. This is not the women who are self-destructing. This is Trump self-destructing, because everywhere he goes, the divine feminine is there. All four, I've got four women. You have four directions. He can't go to the north, south, east, or west. There's somebody there waiting for him. He's trapped. He's trapped. As much as he might want to avoid accountability for this one, this is beyond his control. This is karmic. So understand he's going to be going through harder and harder times. And these women were brought here for this moment. He's done what he did. Duh. Free will. His free will choices have triggered the events that have allowed these four women to come together and box him in. And they will hold him to account. I hope you found this reading insightful. I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.